What's going on, everybody? It's me, Adam, your game master, and we are going to have some fun here on Cinematic Epic. Cinematic Epic is a TTRPG where the story is told in three primary ways: the narratives that I weave, the NPCs that populate the world, the player's decisions and choices, or sometimes when they hold their tongues and say nothing at all. And then, thirdly, the dice, all of the 20s. But more importantly, all of the ones that are rolled as the dice weave their little narrative. And there's one last important rule in Cinematic Epic, and that is the fact you are always welcome to try. You are always but one question. May I roll to blank away from anything? We also use tabletop audio. Tabletop audio is a fantastic way to add just a little extra element to your tabletop sessions, whether you're playing at home or online like us. Bring out the music of inns, dungeons, space hulks, forests, you name it, they've got it. So check that out. It's a fantastic resource to add just that little bit extra. Last time in Cinematic Epic, we had an emotional episode. Akama was brought to his knees because his friend was slain under something called the Titan Steel Allowance. This allows the Titan Steel paladins to hunt down evil in all corners of the world without prejudice and without rules. Whether or not this is something truly just is something that Akama now battles with, as the likes of Okram and even Helen of the Phoenix Court have brought their sympathies over this transgression. What this means for him and his choices yet to make, well, who knows? We'll have to ask Akama where he is as we bring him in a little later. Heathcliff recovered from his coma to find that Helen has been by his side and brought his parents to the city of Arenstar. His parents are very much beloved by the party, as they were very friendly, well-meaning people. But what does it mean to be so intertwined now with one of the members of the Phoenix Court? Beta Graves slipped away from the party to take care of a private matter, not speaking to anyone on the issue. What mysteries are held there? Well, again, we'll find out soon. And then the big thing, the big crowning moment for the session was Sneed turned out to be an android, powered by more magic and arcane and sparks of technology than true technology itself, but an android nonetheless. The party decided to give Sneed autonomy, or as Fixie Wixie would say, gave it autonomy. Again, not a person. But it is important because now Sneed is making his or its own decisions. Will this help the party or will it hurt the party? Only time will tell. I think it's time to bring the party on in, because the last part was that Skem approached them about having to give up their wishes. And I don't know how the party feels. So we need the party to come on in to tell us, how do they feel about being told that the other forces of good in this tournament think they're struggling and think that the only way to win involves our party here giving up their wish. So first we're going to immediately zoom in on Thala and let them do their greeting, but also ask the question, how do you feel about your wish potentially going away?
I'm like, oh gosh. Well, am I doing intros or am I just telling you my feelings?
Intros and then your feelings.
Okay, so my name is Alicia. I'm playing the character Thala. She is a Neridari from the island of Lunarport. She is I would say adventurer, gallivanter. And she stands 6 feet tall. She has blue-green hardened scales that cover her skin. She also has webbed hands and feet. I really thought about how Thala would feel about having to give up her wish. And It really depends. With whatever they're doing to try to stop the Golden City, if there are a lot of people that also have negative feelings, there's a chance that it could also still shed a positive light onto her people and make a difference. But that's the only positive I could come out.
Okay. You know, it really. So what I'm hearing is it really comes down to how much sweet talking Skem does.
No, not necessarily.
Next up, we've got Mina Graves.
Hello. I'm Niru. I'm playing the character of Mina Graves. She is a treekin from the Evergreen Isle of Mistkeep. A treekin is a druid-like creature, and she is 6 feet tall, or 6'4". Sorry, I make myself shorter than I am. With deep emerald green eyes, and she has bark-like skin with intricate engravings on it. Giving up my wish. Mina would probably rather die than give up her wish, because her life is tied to the island, and her wish is tied to the island and its revival. So really the wish is all she has left. That's like her one last hope. So she's gonna cling on to that wish.
Very true, very true. And this is the drama of it. I love it. I love it already. We've got one on the fence, and we've got one like, no, what are you talking about? Get out of here. But let's hear from good old the youngster, the youth, Healyth.
Hi everybody, my name is Ian, and I will be playing Healyth tonight. Healyth is a 6'3" human from the farmland of Norlock. He is a human guardian Cerberus. Goodness gracious, there's my notes. When it comes, he's got bright green eyes, and he has reddish streaks in his naturally brown hair. He's a little lanky, sometimes a little naive, sometimes a little awkward. But when it comes to his wish, he's struggling. The initial wish that he wanted almost feels like ash in his mouth now, after finding out that in the eyes of his once mentor, he was never good enough. So he's struggling with what does the wish mean to him, and what will he use the wish for now. He's not willing just yet to give it up, but he doesn't really have a direction.
See, look, this is the drama that I'm so deliciously happy, because I love the answers. Let's bring it home with perhaps the only remaining member of his tribe, Akama.
That's wild. Don't put that evil on my people like that. I am
laugh.
James. And tonight I am playing Akama. He is a Stygian pioneer harbinger from Veloma. The last airbender. Looking out here. That's messed up, man. You got the dang. Yeah, it's a bullshit, man! Ah! My people! They didn't deserve this. Oh, he's 5'8". He's got bright green eyes. And he's got markings that are reminiscent of tattoos that run from his right hand up to his face, and he wears a half-face mask. I don't even remember what I was going to say anymore, because this man done made me think about this last airbender lifestyle that I'm living now. Oh, the idea of giving up the wish? Well, considering what's been going on with my people, I don't know if Akama's really going for that. Especially since he hasn't secured like some way of helping them otherwise. So I don't know if he's gonna go for that.
I have words, but it's okay. No, Adam's like happy, but I already knew that I had the only thing that may have still been possible on such a grand stage without the wish, but no one else really did, except for Healers. I don't know how he's feeling about his buddy.
That he ain't really going for him.
Exactly. So.
before we can get into this session, we do need to check in on our token and our gold. So let's see what we're working with as a party as we prepare. We got a very, very low amount of gold. We've spent a decent amount, amongst ourselves, but we've got a few tokens. We've got some moving and some shaking that we can do. So let's let's get into it. And I'm hoping. I said it last session, but every session I say it just ramps up exponentially. So beware. I'm really hoping I have some need to use token moments in this session.
Oh, no.
Well, let's see if I hit that goal this time on Cinematic Epic.
Friends.
As Skem finishes his sentence to Thala and the party, realizing that his time here has perhaps been overstayed, as the destruction and this moment, as Mina starts to get to her feet and is questioning. I mean, you can see so much is going on just with her ordeal in general, and now hearing from outside of the room, not even being addressed, that someone wants to take her wish away. Skem realizes that this is no longer his moment. He looks to Thala and the rest of the party briefly. We will talk soon, but we cannot be seen cavorting. I'm sorry. I have to go. Skem leaves in a hurry, and you can see that the weight of his message, that there needs to be a larger conversation, a summit of sorts,
I got
weighs
questions.
heavily on his mind. Jorvin is quick to leave as well, as he glances at Healith on his way out and goes, we really do need to talk. Just maybe not now. I'm sorry. And he
All these
leaves.
secrets.
The attention is then turned to the shattered doorway, the clear scuffle that has happened inside the homestead, Mina Graves, and the Andrews. Only now do each one of you, save for Mina, see that the Andrews are removing ties from Mina Graves, as if before this moment she had been bound.
Oh.
That's when
What are y'all doing?
Mina tells the story of what just happened. She had slipped away. I'm sorry. She had slipped away from the party, needing to take care of something of urgent need. And while she's happy to say that this was successful, when she awoke from a ritual that I will allow the player to decide if she wishes to discuss or not, there in front of her was Velm. Velm had bound her up, secured her so that she could not cast magic.
Mm-mm.
He then, as he spoke to her, kept calling her over and over again, Sequoia. He kept saying how clever she was to hide in plain sight, but that the ruse was up, and that she had overplayed her hand. Velm took no joy in killing her this way. He even lamented about it, saying that if it was up to him, he would have done it on the field of combat, not bound and gagged, but he is oath and duty bound, despite the disdain that dripped from every word. As he prepared the strike that would end Mina Graves' life, Tree and Speak was uttered, and he was sent flying through the doorway, slamming out of the room, confused, clearly rattled that his armor did nothing to stop the incoming attack. Mina also was shook because these words weren't spoken by her. When she looked up, standing there were the Andrews.
The fuck?
Don't make me do it again.
So,
They got
shook to his core that his armor didn't protect him, and that there is threat of more incoming attacks that perhaps his armor still might not defend against, ran and left. As Mina, jaw basically on the floor, looking at the Andrews, it was revealed by the second of the two that Deep Bark had in fact spoken the words, and that it was just a clever ruse in the moment by the Andrews to trick Velm into leaving.
I was about to say, they got Treekin on Duolingo.
I was like, how did they learn that shit?
I can just imagine them in the corner now. Stiba, what? It's a stab of this.
it's just a grunt.
How
But
do I spell that?
Was that a spell?
Okay.
it was only minutes that all of this transpired before the party had actually returned and arrived, and that she even was aware that Skem or Jorvin was even in the homestead. Her attention had fully been pulled to completing her task and then dealing with this encounter with Velm. One thing I will just highlight again is that the actual task I have omitted. Therefore, Mina, if you want to disclose what you were doing and why you separated from the party, that is your decision. As of right now, the party just knows that you separated.
Yeah, I'll tell them if they want to know.
In which case,
I mean-
this is a moment with the story having ended. If anyone has questions, feel free.
I mean, I feel like that's the only question, because we were literally about to. Me and Healith had to fight a whole other team almost by ourselves. Sneak was there, but you left. Akama never came back. What happened? Why did you leave suddenly?
I apologize for that. And the reason why I want to tell you all is because I think that trust is paramount within the party if we're going to survive. But I left because I was called to leave by Deep Bark. I had to perform a ritual for Deep Bark so that he could heal from the trauma of what happened on my island. And this ritual required me to be alone and separated from the party.
What is a deep bark?
Yeah.
Or is it better to
Who is
ask
a deep bark?
who is a deep bark?
Oh,
The Andrews hold up the pot that they're still holding.
Yeah, girl, we've never seen it.
oh yes. Sorry, guys. There's been so much going on that it must have slipped my mind to tell you. But Deep Bark is a tree, a treekin from my island, and he's here with me in this pot.
This cute little guy?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you find a baby tree person?
When I was exploring with the
Same.
Andrews.
Is it the same one that you gave one of my spiders to? Was it that bitch?
What?
Dang.
Oh. Is it that
I'm
Andrew?
missing whispers.
God.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I guess
Wait,
we
she didn't
never-
mention it first.
Did we? Well, no spiders are involved in this story, but I guess we never spoke about that, Healith, and I do apologize for stealing Whisper to save the Andrew's life. Anyway, So,
emphasize that.
I did a ritual to heal Deep Bark, my kin, and I needed to do it alone.
I can understand that.
Did you also, I guess, until now, have to keep it a secret? Because
I
I-
saw you leave when we were on the way to the stadium, but I figured you had something to do, and I
Yes.
couldn't really stop you.
I don't like to keep secrets. I really do believe that we have to trust each other. I was trying to find the right moment to tell you all, and it never came. But you know now, and these are all the secrets that I hold.
With that, as the story is processed, this old magic of the guttural language of the treants still kind of dancing in the air, this thought of what it all means, Healith, as you kind of you question a few things, you find yourself like you speaking normally at first, like, is it the same person that you gave whisper to? Whisper, and you find yourself all of a sudden staggering, and he begins to kind of like lose his balance, and he slumps to the floor, and his eyes start turning this milky white and blue. And as each one of the party members looks at Helith, you feel yourself pulled into Helith's favorite thing, his memories.
Oh my god.
Oh, I knew exactly what was going to
Again.
happen. As soon as he said, I was like, oh, he was going to get his
Can I
memory
have
now.
my mind be my special private place, please? Everybody
Helith,
gets to look.
as you sit there and you think, your brain, you smell like the magic, this ancient magic, foreboding and natural almost in its aura, and you think of the farm, you think of the sign that Mina made for your parents, and then just like that, you're standing in the cornfields, you're standing in your home, the wind rushing around. You see yourself playing through a memory of you and your father going through the importance of each crop, why they're in their own areas, why you gather them when you gather them, and why you burn them when you burn them. All of this, the irrigation of the lands, and this process, and you remember turning back the memory as it should play out, is that you turn back to him, and he told you to think fast as he tossed a shuck of corn your way, and you caught it with ease. And it was the first time you really felt different, as this little tingle rippled through you. But this wasn't how this played out. You become painfully aware that this is, in fact, everything that transpired in your memory stone, as if this thought is unraveling itself into you in this moment. The person that you see standing in front of you is no longer your father, but Aethos.
That does not look nice.
That man
That's a
look like
little scary.
goddamn what's that man's name? Black Adam looking ass boy.
Nah.
Get that goddamn Vegeta haircut.
You know that this isn't part of the memory. In fact, as has happened all too much in this grand adventure for you, your mind has yet again been invaded. Aethos stares at you. This. He reaches out and he grabs corn and crushes it in his hand. This is where your mind goes. You fight with the magic of Upsilon and you turn me down. And your mind goes to simple memories of corn. He spits out to the side. Perhaps you are far less worthy. You are able to respond as you wish. You are far less worthy than I ever thought you would be.
Oh, cousins.
And you forgot the reason why we do this. You forgot the reason why people try to become heroes. Not for their own personal glory, but for this. For home. For my home, for other people's homes, for the protection of home in the world in which we live, in which it can be terrible. This is the reason why we should fight. Not for our names written down in some analog of history, not to be remembered, but to preserve this. If you've forgotten that, then maybe you were never the teacher you thought you were.
Damn.
And I don't fight with Upsilon's power. He stepped in that moment, and I didn't want it. I gave it away. I didn't even know it was his till it was made known, and I didn't want it. I don't want it because he was the man that killed you. When I believed in you. And you made me choose. Do I sacrifice somebody else for power? Or do I stand on my own? And I stand on my own. What say you to that, Ithos? What quip do you have now? What important lesson can you teach me now? And you showed me that it's okay to sacrifice others to get ahead.
Your words are but a trinket, a novelty at best. This notion that the inspiration of heroism is this. Perhaps it's the inspiration, but it is not the means in which that it shall be achieved. He gestures off, like, towards where, if this was actually the world where Keep Kolak would lie, and you can see through this memory as it like breaks and shudders to like stay in the memory of what it would look like now. You see a more accurate depiction of what it is in its current state, and it's gray and it's war torn, and you can hear battle in that general area. That's where heroes are. That's what heroes are doing. This venture that I was a part of, that Jorvin was a part of, was to bring me to a level where I could help the Titan Steel Paladins, and I could help Elros in his Titan Steel realm against things like that. But you stand in the way of absolute justice for the notions of a sunny farm day.
It was my wish to bring you back. That was my wish.
Was past tense.
I don't know if that's my wish anymore. Maybe the lessons that you taught me, maybe they just get to exist as my memory now.
Mm-hmm.
My hope was that you would come back and you could see things and you could help. Help make it better. When the wars are fought and the moments are done, what's next? Another war? Another conflict? How many more? Until all evil is eradicated? When that happens, what is that thin line that stops us from being considered evil? I don't have an answer for you, Ithos. I maybe some scholar might. I don't. But I don't know if you're the one who can stop it. I don't know if the Titan Steel Paladins have it right. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I just don't know if they're right anymore. But I can't stand here and watch a man who never believed that I could actually do anything to change anything spit upon the ground that raised me. Maybe these fields mean nothing to you.
Oh.
They mean everything to me.
The party would watch as this conversation would continue back and forth in this similar way as they argued between two stances of what is good, what is the value in which they are fighting for, and on occasion the two of them line up in like a goal or an identity of a goal, but the means in which that these are achieved is always differing. As the conversation continues, it becomes more and more heated as each one of them tries to plead for the other one to see through their eyes more. The way of absolute, bringing the fight to evil on the scale that evil would bring it to you, and the individual heroism of people wanting to make the world better. As it continues to grow, though, the means in which the words are spoken start to become more hostile. They become more as the argument and emotions of things become larger, leading to a moment where Ithos. It's laughable that you want to sit here and speak to me of these simple deeds. You came to me, someone who needed to be molded in every specific nook and cranny of their life. You were raised by two people woefully outside of the means of making you anything more than a farmhand, and they realized it as they delivered you to me. You create this memory of being something beyond special or meaningful. And while you showed potential, yes, your potential stopped when I was slain and you hid and others died. That's the end of it, Healith. The sheer notion that when heroism wasn't forced upon you, you hid in a farm while the world of Aurelia crumbled around you. The title hero doesn't belong to you.
I don't think that's for you to say.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's like Typhon, but worse.
You told me to take the people there and go. And get them to safety. And I did. I took them away from conflict. I got them out of the reach and the potential steel that was Upsilon. But you never showed me how to be a leader. Just how to follow your orders.
He wants you to stay longer.
You didn't show me how to be a hero, Ithos. You wanted me to be a tool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fact that you don't see that we all are is laughable.
Now we're gaslighting.
What do you think I was before I had the means to make a difference?
Shit.
Someone who wanted to learn how to make a difference for the better.
And that got me a swift end to a nefarious creature birthed by something evil. This war isn't going to be fought or won by heroes. It's the dominion of gods.
Maybe. But the gods can't do anything if we don't. If we don't believe him. And I believe him. I don't know which god it is now. but I'll believe in a god more than I believed in you.
As the two continue to converse, the conversation becomes heavier, becomes more emotional. And it's not lost on you that there are elements between the two of them that are more on Ithos's part, to clarify, where there's the verbalization as if he's not speaking as or from the position of a god. That's when it leads to this. Your naivety, your softness has ruined so much. Those Titan Steel Paladins that you killed, Healith. This interaction with Jorvin that you broke, that you severed, was brought on by the very institution, the very group that slew me and ruined our home. And you speak to me as if you don't understand that your potential has been brought in and brought out by the very forces you espouse to deal with. I have no more claim in this event, as my champion is broken. And the Titan Steel Paladins will surely yield as they return to their crusades. And who will then stand against the Phoenix Court? Someone so easily manipulated by their very master as you? I could still feel the damn token on you!
Because I resisted. How many Titan Steel Paladins? You say I killed all of those different Titan Steel Paladins. Is it not also fair to say that in this moment, they also needed to dig deep? As you said that I had to? I did not have the comfort of you standing on my shoulder as Jorvin did with you. Are you going to blame him now for not reaching deep because you left him behind? When we were fighting together, it was clear. Upsilon was the enemy. His followers were the enemy. And now I've met one. Maybe not a follower of Upsilon, but of his mother. And he's like me. How do I kill a reflection of myself? Because the reflection of you killed you. And I do not see the hatred for others in his eyes. I do not feel it in his heart. And sure, I have been confused with the Phoenix Court. I will admit that I don't understand why Helen has fallen or follows me like an unwanted cloak. But she's there now, and I need to find a way to deal with it. And turning a blade on her is going to get me and everything else that I would fight for killed. So I have to be more tolerant. I have to endure more. I do not get the luxury of a clear enemy in front of me. I have the unfortunate side of seeing an enemy surround me. If you want to help me, guide me there. Tell me how I can resist the Phoenix Court, because so far, all the teachings that you have given me have kept... Maybe it's better to say the teachings I didn't get have left me vulnerable. And I've had to learn. And have I failed at turns? Maybe so. But I'm learning. and getting stronger and finding the ways to resist them more. I don't know where the token is on me. I tried to give it up. I wanted nothing to do with it again. And when I reached for it in my pocket, it was gone. Like it vanished without a trace. And yes, I worry it has dug itself into my thigh. And if I knew exactly where it was, I would take a knife and cut it out. But I don't have that gift. So I must be patient. And the next time it raises its ugly head, I might be able to snatch it and tear it out.
It's in this moment you realize you're no longer standing in the farmlands of your home. It's instead the deep forests in which that you were trained by Ithos. Ithos was always a stern mentor in general, teaching with harsh lessons as to prepare yourself for the conflicts that you would arise from those that were heartless, brutal, or otherwise treacherous. One particular moment comes to memory for you where Ithos, during a training or after during a training session after a mission that had gone less than favorable, you had ultimately saved the day, but it was met with more bloodshed than perhaps needed. Ithos uttered the words, "Perhaps it was my fault. I didn't prepare you. I will be the hammer that builds you." And then without a second to react, he began attacking you as if he was going to rip your head from your body, as if he was going to break your limbs. It was all out. You and the few others that were training had to fight with everything you had just to hold him at bay. And he spoke to you of the lessons of when you're fighting, the fight that has to be ended. You can't hesitate. You're wondering why this memory has popped into your head, and that's when you see Ithos as he is kind of turned away from you. Not the Ithos that was, but the Ithos as you see him now. "Perhaps it is my fault. I misjudged your potential. I saw it as something that could be wielded for good. But perhaps your potential lies in something darker, as that thing hides in your naivety, your ignorance. I will be the hammer that cleanses it." And you watch as if, like, in real time, in slow motion, Ithos flings an attack. It both is in perfect unison with the memory of the Ithos that was, the human that you experienced, that you lived with, and also this version of him so beyond the means of a mortal. You see the death blow coming at you. You see his own face, a level of like, "I'm not a human anymore," as the attack slips from his finger. And this glowing energy let loose from him rips towards you. You know there's no point in dodging. There's no point in trying to stop it. And the party looks on at this with confusion and horror. And that's when, in this moment, as everything's happening, as all of this is transpiring, you stand in a bubble. The colors of the forest and the attack blurring around you ever so slightly. And in front of you is Sir Valen. "I truly wished I was able to speak with you on a more a less invasive means. But I am beyond my means at this point. This is perhaps the last act of my life, as he kind of glances around. You're going to find that there's a great many things that are unanswerable and unanswered in this world. And there's something that is important to me that you hear, though. The title and meaning of hero is something more aspired to than something you could write definitionally in a book. Hearing you speak has reminded me of my younger days adventuring. But that is a story for a time that won't be told. I intervened against Velm and the Golden City, and I lost friends in that fight. They gave their lives because I told them that it was the future worth pursuing. Imagine telling someone that. The future worth pursuing involves them dead. I didn't get to mourn this for very long, and perhaps it's better that I don't. But I see further into your own futures than I ever saw in ours. And while I don't know where they are, you can tell he kind of is glancing like at the sphere. You can feel the attempt, the rest of the party, you can feel the attempt as if he's trying to look at each one of you. I can feel that they're here, but I know not where their consciousness lies. But I knew that my story ending here with you, Healith, was necessary. I can't stop what's about to happen to you, but I can protect you from it. There's just one last thing I want to give you. And he reaches his hand up and he grabs like the right side of your face, and then he reaches his hand up and he grabs the left side of your face, and his grip starts becoming like increasingly intense. You find yourself standing up as straight as possible as his eyes become this blue, milky white spiral churning with this hint of green pushing the turn, as if the green is what forces the blue and white to spiral. You feel this start to happen to your own eyes. You experience this happening as his eyes start to look more and more normal. This is the last act of Sir Valen as a hero. I give my spark to you. May these eyes give you the vision to see the things that I couldn't, and the story that had yet to unfold with you and your friends. And I truly hope I've put my hope and my faith and my life in the hands of those that can be real heroes and live up to the title that it truly means.
I will do my best. Survey. That.
And as Healith utters those last words, you see the red flash from Aethos' attack wash over the bubble. And you experience Healith flying backwards, landing on the ground, perceiving the world around him, and then fading. And all of you are now back in the homestead, having left this shared vision.
Healith kind of... I presume I had fallen to the ground at the beginning of this.
You were on your knees, yes.
Healith kind of wipes his eyes. was trying to see if he could find any of the milky residue on his hands before kind of dusting himself off and rising back to his feet.
There is no residue.
Dust himself off.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It's okay.
Well,
Yeah, you got a whole lot going on, buddy.
Yes.
that's I was gonna say that's kind of what happened when we all saw the stone thing.
Helith kind of is taking a moment, and you can kind of see that he initially thought that vision was just his own, and is kind of feeling a little sheepish now that all of you guys had seen it as well.
Sorry,
yeah.
bruh.
Yeah, you really gave him what for?
Yeah.
I don't see what you saw in him. He's not very nice,
Yeah, fuck that guy.
basically. But
Hey,
I was
Helith,
told
you
he
know?
would make me a hero.
You are a hero.
No, I'll come over.
it doesn't seem
I'ma
like
hit
he
it.
was a hero, though.
I'm gonna hit Helith with that move I did last time where I put my hand on his shoulder like I did those other guys. Like,
God.
I heard what you said, Helith. It means a lot to me. No, you're a good guy, and I think you're a hero.
I try. That's all I can do, right?
Yeah, that's all you can do, really.
I have so many words because I'm over here like I really don't like. I don't even know him, and I don't like him.
Yeah, but fuck Ithos.
I mean, I've never met him. All I've seen is I don't know
All my
if that
homies.
was their memory of him or if that was him in the now. I really don't know. But I guess
He
just
was-
from that one interaction, it didn't. I don't know. It sounds like he had all of this, like the group, but they were trying. He had them working for him. It feels like that's just what I got from it. He wanted you guys to help make him more powerful, and it seemed really sketchy.
I remember that there was a number of us with him that were Titan Steel Paladins, and I wasn't. I had never taken the vows. I had never followed that hard. My parents sent me to him in hoping that I can do more. When they realized that I had the spark of heroism, they said it was my responsibility to do more. That's why I left the farm. I couldn't remain, and it be the right thing. I had to go out and help other people make the world better.
Well, didn't have to be those people. Then I guess you can always make the world better with the next group of people.
Maybe.
As
I
the
think
night
that's
kind
what
of.
Sir
Oh, sorry.
Raylan wanted.
Go
I
ahead.
think that's what Sir Raylan was trying to say.
As the night kind of settles over the party, Akama, Mina, Thala, Helith, you all realize how much you've gone through in just this one 24-hour period. So much conflict, so much upheaval, Sneed and everything, and now this looming conversation that Skem wants to have, and he alluded that Jorvin might have been here for near the same reason, where your very wish might be asked to be given up, to be forfeited. This will have to be questioned. So many different things rattle amongst your brains, but rest is needed. And as difficult as it is with so many things going on, each one of you does do your best go and rest. Save for Sneed, who sits in his corner.
Oh
We might need to
no.
find a book of morality for that man to kind of peruse.
Oh god. He's staring off into space like, will I find purpose?
And as the party finds some rest, I think now is a decent time to go to maybe a slightly earlier than normal 5-minute break. Let everyone in real life digest what's going on as we prepare for a very interactive second half. But we'll touch on that more in 5 minutes. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your game master, Adam, and this is Cinematic Epic. This first half of the session was a little tense as we found out what happened with Mina Graves and the Andrews. Is there perhaps a new type of attack strategy for when they're versing Velm? Well, it seems maybe speaking really slowly affects him. Maybe he just has a short attention span. No, but Tree Can Speak does seem to get past the magic of his armor. And then we got to see inside the mind of Healith. Not only was his mind invaded by Ithos, but in a way, Sir Valen, and also all of the party members who were also surveilling the happenings of the memory. Poor Healith just really can't keep people out of his thoughts, out of his head. But let's bring back the party as they have rested up and prepared for the next day. Healith getting to go to sleep. No one in his thoughts.
Finally. No, stay out. My thoughts are private, please.
As each one of you awakes the next morning, you kind of like head into the common area. You do whatever version of breakfast is your way to start the day. And as almost as curiously as any other magical happening in this world, only once all four of you have convened, and Skem sits in his, not Skem, as Sneed sits in his corner. Skem's like, what? It looked comfortable. No. No, as like Sneed sits in his corner. A little letter seems to flap its way in. Looking like a butterfly or a moth at times, or a bird or a bee in others. It lands in the center of your table. And then is just a letter.
All right, well, guess I'm gonna pick it up and open it.
Got the highest leadership again? I haven't gone up as myself.
Apparently, because I decided I was just gonna pick it up and read it.
I'm just trying to make sure I know what's going on in this episode.
As you read through the note, it is at first it doesn't make sense. It's just kind of a vague gibberish. But as the party kind of each person kind of grabs it, there's something about the note that pertains to each one of you. It talks about the hospital that Healith was in. It talks about where Deep Bark and the Andrews took Mina. Talks about the watch keep and where Akama had to go to identify his friend. And it talks about the path and the path that Thala had to take to go visit Skem. Each one of you are kind of like reading through this, and it's only then that you realize, when you put them in the order, Thala, Mina, Healith, Akama, that they're directions to a location.
Mm-hmm.
With this, the party knows that they have a little bit of time before they would have to head out to this most secret of affairs. But that you're going to be meeting rather early before anything of the festivities of the event at hand are going to intervene with the day. Again, with the curiousness that is magic, as the party realizes what it all means, the note ceases to be. You would note that it would take very powerful magic for a note or an item to discern that its message was understood. And just timing would have been odd or random. Perhaps the person wasn't able to read it in time or figure it out in time. You think to the former, but it does speak to the magical prowess used in such a simple means of delivering a message. Is there anything that the party would like to do before heading to this secret summit?
I know that Healith would want to either find Jorvin or go to see the Knights of Morrow.
The Knights of Morrow, all but Surveillon, perished at the end of the last challenge. They did not make it out, and Surveillon has not been seen in general
in the physical realm. So that my vision very could have well been his last actual moment.
That's what he said.
True. It was more of like, is there a church of Morrow to go to?
But there is a church of Morrow, yes, that you could go to.
Because that might be a visit worth taking.
Okay.
As far as the first part of that, the Jorvin part, one, you wouldn't know where to go find him immediately, and the words of Skem kind of echo back that he believed that Jorvin had come to the homestead for a similar purpose.
Same. Then, with that knowledge in mind, Healith would prepare himself and be looking around and might be like, since we have time, I think I'm going to go to the Church of Morrow.
I mean, understandable.
Right, you guys also that. I forgot that.
Is there anything else that anyone would is there any other singular actions that players would like to take before heading to
Trying to
the summit?
think. Oh god, I'm trying to think.
You're not forced to. So if there's no activities that come to mind, we will jump into Healith. As you arrive at the Church of Morrow here in Arenstar, it's much more subdued than the grand churches of Morrow that you found in Orvathius. It's quaint, but it has the feeling, the same spiral feeling, even if its grandeur isn't quite there. Upon arriving, you are greeted by a cleric who looks up and speaks. It's about time.
Were you expecting me?
Well, in the grand scheme of it all, we all arrive at a place when we're needed. And I do believe that your time to be here is now, is it not?
I guess it is. Yes. I need help, and I need guidance, and I met Surveillon in a memory that he was not there for, and he said he gave me something. I wish to understand what he gave me and how I can best honor it.
He looks a touch questioning, but then goes, What is it about this new venture that you have that vexes you?
I don't know where to begin.
Well, I have a simple answer for that. We push with the Morrow. There is but only one direction. Forward. Sometimes the path that we take is clouded to us and we don't know. But as long as we move to the morrow, we will find it.
Then I guess I shall move to the morrow. Hopefully I will find it.
As long as you endeavor, you will. Do not be so heavy with your thoughts, as you'll find that once you are in the morrow, they will feel distant. Allow yourself to simply be and enjoy. And when you can't, push until you can.
Okay. I guess I push forward. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Hope springs on the morrow is his last little words to you as you...
Keyleth repeats it back. Hope springs on the morrow. Then Keyleth will turn and walk away.
Are there any other player actions before the summit?
Before the summit.
Yeah.
No worries. As you all kind of group up and prepare to head to the summit, one question I do have is, Mina, are you bringing the Andrews?
Dum dum dum.
No. I'm going to leave them back at the homestead.
Perfect.
Protect the plant.
Shit.
Protect
Well, the
plant.
plant
Who
will
gonna
protect
protect
the
Andrews?
Andrews.
I was gonna say, who gonna protect the Andrews?
I think,
I'm over here like,
yeah. I mean, I think that Deep Root will be able to protect the Andrews sufficiently while we're gone.
let's hope so.
Definitely
Because that
feels
was
like
Adam's like green light to kill them again.
Deal with the chuka-cha-cha, chuka-cha-cha.
The green light for the red light.
As the party prepares themselves, and as you all walk again, the thoughts aren't lost on you that at some point in this meeting, you're going to be asked to give up your wish, and that just doesn't. It's just not sitting easily on any of your thoughts. As you arrive at the summit, it's very cloak and dagger. Very secretive. You feel wards of magic weighing more and more on you as you continue to move into the chamber. Sound ceases at a certain point. No longer can you hear anything. Not a pebble fall, not the murmur of crowds, the traffic of an area. And there's a table laid out, circular in its nature, with seats. Each seat is taken, save for the ones that you yet are going to occupy. As you're approaching your seats, 2 chairs are taken away and put off to the sides, and a helper, if you will, kind of looks at you, and you can tell it's not a true entity. It's like an arcane manifestation of like a butlery type. It hits all of the cliches. It goes, I knew not if you were bringing your compatriots, Miss Graves. And this arcane entity grabs the 2 chairs and shuffles them off to the side. As you all sit in silence, you note that there are a few seats now that do remain open. 2 in front of a curious door, and 1 that seems to be at the proverbial head of the table. Well, the circular nature of the table makes it hard to discern, but it just seems a touch more ornate where the seat is missing. Or where the seat is empty. The people you see at this table are Russ, Breakspear, Valkyrie, Ace, Skem, Mervis, Cicero, Epsilon, and Jorvin.
All right.
As they all sit and await, there's kind of a little general murmur in the crowd as people talk to like who's next to them. You would note that there's a couple of people not conversing. Those people would be Skem isn't conversing. Skem is in fact just staring at Thala. There is a weight to his stare, though. It doesn't seem like the same protective longingness. There's a uncertainty in it, a hesitation almost.
Not the spooky music too.
Jorvin, on occasion, stares at Healith, and on occasion
Longingly.
stares at Akama.
But what the?
Ace stares daggers across the table at Epsilon.
Oh, I bet he do.
Oh.
Russ and Breakspear whisper something back and forth. It seems on occasion very seriously, judging by their faces, and then in an instant the 2 look like they're a second away from inappropriately laughing.
That's fair.
The closest chair to the empty one sits the Archmage of Ambervale, as you know him, Cicero. And the small, fidgety snake man fidgets and twitches, glancing around, looking at things. You see him eyeing like different objects like for a second or 2, and then he'll like shuffle back to normal as he twitches and fidgets. While the assembly is in kind of a general state, is there anything the party would like to do? Or speak to
I'm
someone?
over here like, I mean, I guess I kind of want to know what this look is about.
Would you like go? Would you like get up to go speak to him, or would you speak to him from across the table?
I don't think I would speak to him from across the table now.
As you stand,
That's my man.
He's staring at you, so he would notice. He would give you a look of wait. His eyes would soften a touch, and he would resume a little bit more of his normal, like, careful gaze. And he would just touch his 3 fingers to his lips and give a gesture to, like, wait. Would you listen to this, or would you go speak to him anyway?
I guess I'm awake. Then.
Let me go.
Never
Let me go
mind.
slide over here by Ace. See what's up with this man.
Sorry, Joe. Which one?
The Ace.
Do you know Ace?
We've talked before, like one time.
All right.
He kind of like he's like intently staring, and then like when he notices you're there, it's kind of like a sharp double take as he's like, Akama, aye.
Hey, you good, man?
I used to call him Captain. Now I don't trust him.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. You know, I still don't know what this is all about, but it seems like we got all kinds of people here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he's not the hero I thought he was,
Yeah. I've had that feeling a lot lately too.
No, wait a minute. Akama, was that your friend then?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. You better be careful out here, man. It's dangerous.
That's not right, Akama. That's not right at all.
Yeah, but it's in the laws, I don't know.
Oh,
They
I'm
just
well
do what
aware
they
of
want
it.
to do.
I'm a mother spawn. I always have to keep my eyes out.
Or some fool just come running up on you with the sword out. Ah,
Perhaps you should have some words with Jorvin then.
maybe you're right. But I don't know if I want to have to get in a fight right here in the middle of the meeting hall.
Well, I'm just saying, Akama, if he starts any of that Titan Steel allowance crap here, I've got your back.
Hey,
It's like, I got you, bro.
I would hit him with my patented shoulder grab. But thanks, man. I really appreciate that.
Patented. Trademark or comp.
Of course. I mean, someone has to live up to the word hero, right?
We all do our best. That's the thing of being a hero. Sometimes you fail, but a hero keeps on going. You got to get back up.
Yeah. Ain't that right?
We slide on over. See what this man, the Jordan, about.
So, Healith, you would see Akama heading over to Jordan.
Admittedly, that was going to be Helith's first thought because Jorvin and I haven't actually had a conversation since I pulled him out of the split gate affair.
Yeah, let me walk in on his conversation.
So right now, Healith, you would be speaking to Jorvin as you would have gone there, while Akama was speaking to Ace, and then Akama will bring you in at an appropriate measure.
Momentarily.
Jorvin sees you getting out of your chair and kind of scoots himself a little to have the most privacy that you can at this group. At the end of the day, you will only have so much, but
I will go over and how is your arm? How does it feel? How do you feel?
It feels better than I do. I can say that. If I'm being honest, I'm not even really sure why I'm here.
I'm asking myself the same question, Jorvin. I don't know why I'm here.
Roll a reflex check.
Oh,
we're going to call this a reflex. 15.
In my mind, this man Jorvin
Did
looking
you
all
say
sad, and
15?
15. Yep.
Yep, he sure
Okay.
did.
Oh, sure did, buddy.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm looking.
Oh, you got something?
There isn't something in
Oh.
my perks, or if their narrative. I may reroll a reflex once per day.
Hey,
Reroll a
perfect.
reflex or
Wow.
insight.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
My boy.
1 second. I want to make certain that there isn't something in my
Woo.
perks.
And that is going to pass, I believe. Yes, that is going to pass.
Nice.
Alright.
Yep.
You're able
Worth
to
Worth.
to see it coming, and so I will let you determine what you want your reaction to be to it. But basically, as it, he says, is like, I don't feel like I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing here, and you start to say the same thing. There's not like, it's not like a well of anger, but there's like a, and he goes to like backhand you, not like with force, but like the fingers impacting to slap across your face.
What the hell?
Healith will pull back out of his reach and then surge in and put a hand next to his head, like as if I'm grabbing the side of his face, forcefully.
Perfect. With that, so he misses. You grab his other hands, just kind of like grabbed the cloth of your chest, like your front chest piece.
I presume that we're not armored up at this point.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that is a great point. Yes, you have no weapons or means on you. That those were all removed. My apologies. I should have specified that earlier.
I just want to make certain,
Yes.
because I kind of figured that we are not expecting a fight all up in here, so we're just kind of like,
Yeah. That's why we got to use these hands.
But
may I
you
follow?
So you have all the information. Your hand grabs. You feel his hand grab at your chest. He has no anger on his face. It is nothing but sorrow.
I do not mean that as to say that I insult you. I mean that to say, after I saw Ithos choose you as his champion, I cannot help but feel frustration and a level of betrayal from him, because I looked up to him so much, and I wanted to be like him, but I don't see myself or in him or him in me.
Good.
I don't know.
Then I think some of the things that are going to be said here today won't fall on deaf ears. When I mean to say that I don't know why I'm here, I mean, I don't know why I'm even trying to be a hero. The things that I've watched you and your party do so effortlessly and naturally. You're being the thing that I espouse to want. And so I understand that it's a lot and you may feel confused, Healith, but your purpose here, all of your purposes here is because you matter. Because you can make a difference. So don't connect yourself to my pity, my sorrow. You're better than that.
Then let me connect to your pity and sorrow to remind you that you do have the capacity to matter. Your tale is not done. You live today. What you do now and what you do tomorrow is what will define you. And I do not see that your end has come. You have many days left, I hope.
As a man,
But what you choose to do with them is what you will choose.
as a man, perhaps, but I have made a choice. I will not be walking out of this summit a hero. I will be foregoing my spark.
Oh.
Before you can retort to that, Akama, you have entered the conversation. And so if you have a retort that you want to give anyway, Healith, you may, but I wanted to give you the information that Akama has now entered the conversation.
Understood. I'm going to give this retort regardless of Akama being there. I hope that this day changes your mind and that you embrace your spark. But if you decide to leave here without that spark, I hope that you go forward and be the best version of a man that I know that you can potentially be. But I will be sad to see the hero walk out. At least, it was sad to see him go without his head being held high. And I gently released Jorvin.
Oh, I forgot.
It is long since.
It wasn't that this whole time.
Yep.
It has long been. It has been a long time since these shoulders bore something that resembled pride. And he glances over and sees Akama. How can I help you, Akama?
And I heard about what your buddies did to my friend. I was just wondering if you knew who did that.
I wouldn't know which one did, but... And is also partially because I was on the outside of their group. I was on the Titan Steel Paladins team, but I was to be the first of the Ithos' Court of Knights. See how all of that's ended up. But I am not privy to the allowance of the Titan Steel allowance.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, guess I'll just fall back here.
Like, excuse me.
Oh!
I'm gonna back it up real quick.
Like, man.
Yeah, y'all look like y'all was doing something real intimate here. I'm gonna.
The last thing he'll say is you're kind of like backing up, though, is he does go, I know it's a divisive topic, to say the least, the Titan Steel allowance. But in my experience, the members that I had quested with were just. They lived up to the meaning of heroism and good. I don't know why they would slay your friend, but I do not believe they would do so without good cause. I know that that is either going to break my heart or yours, because it either means that my friends are not who I thought they were, or yours was not who you thought they were. But regardless, I am sorry for your loss.
I feel like I ain't even saying nothing off of that. I keep on walking. That's some old bullshit.
I feel like a poor choice of words, friend.
No.
Like,
as all of this is happening, Mina, an arm kind of like slides over the backrest of your chair, carefully not like touching you, like it's like kind of very hover handish, and you look and you see Russ, and he goes, "You okay, girl?"
oh my god! Nah.
Respectful.
Is he romancing the bark at the moment? What's going on here?
He tactfully didn't
Respectful.
touch the bark.
Respectfully, I'm much older than a girl.
Oh shit.
And
Well,
yes,
I
I'm
mean-
fine.
Ma'am just felt odd.
It's fair.
Fair. I thank you for your concern, but I'm fine.
Okay. Well, I just wanted you to know that I know that all of this is hard. So now that you know that I know that we know, we can talk. If you ever need to.
I appreciate the sentiment, Russ.
Oh,
Damn!
that just
Cool.
tasted like disdain.
And he goes back to his chair.
It's because
He goes-
It's because he called me girl.
He sits down, and you can see that for a brief second, Breakspear is grinning from like side of his mouth to side of his mouth, as Russ is like, you can't hear their conversation, but you see him like, man, you told me to. But they like, they kind of have like a brief little back and forth.
That's great.
You don't know that the joy on Breakspear's face slips almost in an instant. Not to anything negative or harsh, but to a far more stoic kind of look. As you hear footsteps to claim the last chair.
Oh no.
The last chair is taken up by none other than Anguin. Anguin is a tall wizard, an ex-archmage of Ambervale, his cane clicking with each step, and his robe of 2 snakes. Anguin makes no gesture to bow, except for a brief little hand across the table, but his 2 snake heads bow to each of the members of this adjournment. Anguin surveys the group, and there's a look of worry, concern over the assembled group. I think we're done with any sense of pageantry. I do believe it's time for me to explain why we're all here. We're going to lose this tournament. There is no stopping that if we are all to continue down the paths of individuality. The Golden City alone presents quite the challenge, let alone the Phoenix Court. I have a spell that could perhaps change things, but it would require... And his gaze falls directly on you 4. He ponders for a moment, his eyes like he's very clearly somewhere else. Coming into this last gambit, we're all going to have to work as one large team. The culmination of this is I have worked out a spell that will allow, and he gestures to the Russ team, to make their wish all as one. The way this binding works would not work for your team, and he gestures to you 4, as you do not have the bonds of fellowship that this group has achieved over its time together. This bonding, though, will leave them vulnerable, as each one of them will have to give a fragment of their very being to one individual to hold. That individual, though, will not be emboldened as the ways of Upsilon's magic. In fact, quite the opposite. They will almost be a stitched-together soul, protected only by the spell itself. But it will let all of them make their wish as one. With that, we could perhaps bring back enough good to make a difference. That being said, it requires the four of you to be willing to embolden yourselves for a fight like no other. And foregoing your very wish. There is someone to whom I wish you to hear out before we open this to conversation, as I can already see that there are some who turn in their chairs. He references his eyes like to a couple of people, not just you four. But if you would all please. He gestures to the two empty chairs and the door that sits behind them.
It's been a while, old friends. I know we didn't part ways on the best terms, but if fate had to lead me anywhere, then I'm happy that I was back to all of you. When I was away, I met some people. People that can help us. All of us. So when Angwin told us he was looking for allies, we jumped at the chance. We can do more than win this tournament. We can change the realm for the better. And it's all led by one woman. This woman.
Hey. So a long time ago, there was a god of nature named Yapatadaphos. It's a name that's never mentioned anymore because when she was killed, her existence was wiped from the pantheon of gods. But her soul lived on, shattered into 7 pieces that landed all across the realm to one day cultivate the land and sprout into a living being, a demigod. My name is Sequoia, and I carry 4 pieces of that fractured soul within me. My mother was once one of those souls that I knew as Hedera. I loved her more than anything in this realm, and right before she died, she gave me the power to absorb other pieces of Yapatadaphos' soul in order to make it whole again. It's a power that every Hedera contains, whether they know it or not, and each piece of the soul can be absorbed either voluntarily or by force. I've had to fight 3 Hederas, if that's even what they call themselves, and I've never had to take any of their souls by force. But I'm worried that that may change with who remains. The more I hunted these Hederas, these pieces of that single soul, the more I discovered that each of them embodied a great fault. There was a gluttonous one that wished to consume as much goodness in the realm as they could. There was a slothful one that simply watched as her world and freedoms crumbled around her. There was a lustful one that became a very dear friend. And then there was my mother. For all her goodness, her biggest fault was her pride, and I believe that that's what got her killed. But now all those pieces of Yapatadaphos' soul live inside of me, and they empower me. When it comes to her soul, I am the most complete version of it. But without its missing pieces, her soul remains incomplete. That is why I've come. You're probably wondering why we're wearing these masks, right? It's because our presence near this tournament is dangerous for each of us. And with these masks, we can hide our presence from our enemies. Archangel wasn't completely honest with you when he told you why he wanted to remove Queen Aurum from her power. Back when Yapatadaphos split, her soul wasn't alone. She had a herald named Gabriel, whose love for her was so great that he made a vow to never leave his side, and his soul split to accompany each piece of her soul. The legend states that every piece of Yapatadaphos has its own Gabriel, and that they're forever linked, making each other whole. Archangel wants Aurum gone because he knows her better than anyone. Better than Veln, better than Kristoff, and better than any king or queen in the realm that's made an alliance with her. He knows her so well because Aurum is the piece of the shattered soul that is faulted by greed. And Archangel is her Gabriel.
Oh my god!
I watched as Aurum discovered her ability to manipulate minerals at her will. As a Hedera, like Sequoia called her, she didn't know her place in the realm for some time. She knew there were others like her. She could feel how powerful they were, and it only made her feel more lost. She liked creating gold because she liked how it shimmered, and I liked her making it because it cheered her up. It wasn't until she discovered how obedient man would be for the promise of gold that she began to change. Man would obey her unquestionably when she promised them wealth, so eventually she got sick of me not doing the same. She created a golden monument to her hubris after she paid an army to overtake the city of genies. And when the Golden City erected itself, Kristoff wasn't far behind. She loved Kristoff, and especially his unquestionable obedience. And it didn't take long for him to convince her to exile me. From then on, she only got worse. She was lost before, but now she's beyond saving.
I'm here because I need your help. And you're here because you hope to have a wish granted. I know that Angwin told you all that you'd have to sacrifice your chance at the wish, but I think I may have another solution. Archangel told me about what each of you are hoping to achieve, and at the height of my power, I can make that happen. All of it. I'd be able to raise safe cities in the sea. I'd be able to sprout a mighty forest of evergreen spirits. And with Yapatadaphos closer to completion, I can lead the directionless as a new god of nature. And I didn't forget about you, Helith. You fought back corruption left and right, even when it meant standing against those you thought you could trust. That's the actions of a true hero. Let me help you embody the word. Together, we can rid the world of corruption and evil. And we can make it a better place. All I need is your help. Help make Yapatadaphos whole again. What do you say?
As the two of them step forward and they stand at their chairs as they speak all of that and then join the group. They look back to Angwin and nod. Angwin is hesitant for a second, but then turns to the assembled heroes. And that is the rest. Is there words that would be spoken against such a venture?
Okay. No, like, okay. No, I was just, obviously we know, but what do we know about Yapatadaphos?
Let me reference my textbook real quick.
Yeah. So do you want to make a knowledge religion check? Do you want to use your once a day for
that? Why not?
All right, let's get a knowledge religion. We're gonna go the closer to 20 / above it that you could get, the better. Knowledge religion for a comma.
I know the stories. I was like, this is wait.
Fuck.
So a 6 puts it at 23.
Wait,
you would
got a big ass plus on it.
You would note that
Sure.
what a comma, like, while he does this, I'm going to say that you didn't do this like after everyone was done talking. Like, you listened, but you were kind of like, you would note that Hakama has this book that he starts flipping through, and while there's an air of a comma, just kind of like, it looks like he's just kind of opening the book to random pages, the book seems to find its way to the right page.
Fancy.
Yapatadaphos is said to have been the god of nature, bringing the seasons around the world, known to those who love the wilds and its creatures. And you can't quite put your thumb on it, but this is the closest to something tangible that you've ever felt, as if there should be a page here. There should be another page. There should be more. But it's rebuilding itself You think to this as you read across these pages of the descriptions of this god. You think to your pilgrimages to the spires, and you think to yourself, there were temples there, and there was one that every time you looked at, there was no name associated to it. It was, and then it kind of starts to click. Well, of course it wouldn't have had a name, because Epatadaphos had a true death. As you think to the story, as Sequoia begins to speak on the true death that Epatadaphos suffered, you begin to realize that if this Epatadaphos is the god that you're thinking of, the god that you don't even need this book to know, it means that Epatadaphos is the god that came before Mervena for your people.
The old days. The forgotten history. Just like rummaging through the book.
The other thing that is brought up during all of this is while Mina, while you're listening to this, not only are you going like, wait, that's the name that Veln kept calling me. He kept saying Sequoia. And that Deepbark had mentioned meeting a Sequoia. Is there anything else that the party would like to speak?
Would Mina know of her if she is the god of nature? It would seem fitting.
So, Epatadaphos herself, the name, even like now having heard someone speak it, it almost feels like without like really grinding your thoughts to bring the name to bear, it almost wants to slip from existence, as Epatadaphos, when she suffered a true death, is erased from everything. And so without looking at Sequoia, the name Epatadaphos feels hard to remember.
Okay.
But you would feel, while it is in memory, you would feel a kinship with what that entails, the identity of the seasons, nature, being touched with a rhythm that is both symmetric but also asymmetric in its application.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I'm over here like, but what a comma knows, we don't know. That's just what a comma. It's just what a comma knows, right?
Correct. Yes.
I feel like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're all sitting right next to me, right?
Yes, you are all sitting next to each other.
It's like what she's saying. It looks like it's true, according to my big book of divine knowledge. No, this is the abridged edition too.
Oh.
You do spot a curious look from Cicero as he catches a glimpse of what you're looking at, Akama.
He's over here like, my book.
You get the sense that Cicero, when able to, wants to speak to you, Akama.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm over here like questions. I'm over here like, so
what do you guys think? I feel like
the
the choice is obvious to me.
You said, do we have like words? Do we have a question? Like
So
words.
right now, with the way it kind of ended, Angwin has opened the table for questions, thoughts, concerns on what it would mean to endeavor all together in this way. And right now, the general look of the table is all towards you. Russ and Breakspear kind of survey the party, and there's you would say they kind of mirror a little bit of Skem's look of, there's like they want their wish, but at the same time, as they're looking at you all, they understand what you would be giving up to make this all happen. And for this to go about. Valkyrie looks more determined, but less sympathetic to the party, though not overly cold. Ace isn't looking at the party. He's still staring daggers over at Epsilon. Mervis seems very pensive. He kind of looks at his hands. Occasionally he'll look up at like a Jorvin or a Helith and then kind of look back down and fiddle to himself. Angewin surveys the party. Cicero is staring at Akama. Epsilon is staring at Mina Graves, and Jorvin is back to staring just kind of like at his hands is set up as he holds his head heavy.
What Epsilon want with Mina Graves is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Sketch.
Can I ask him why
Of course.
he's staring at me?
She's like,
Why
what are you looking
staring
at?
at me? Do you
Straight
see
to
something
the
funny?
I see the fact that I have to imagine that part of the ire that the Golden City has given your team is due to the fact that you could be confused with Sequoia.
What do you know about that?
Other than
Why do you say
speculation, nothing save for the bloom in your hair. That magic is ancient.
And what do you think I am? I am a treekin. What is that if not ancient?
It's one thing to be ancient, it's another thing to have new life of ancient magic. That flower is much younger than you are. In fact, is much younger than anyone at this table.
Very perceptive.
It's like, that's
He-
you, girl.
He looks over at Sequoia, and then he kind of shrugs as he looks back to you. Pick up a few things.
He picked up too many. I'm over here like, I have questions.
What do you got?
So when you said one like unified wish, does that mean it all becomes one big like super wish? What is this?
Angwin, in summary, pulls out the document that is the tournament. And it is this scroll that keeps going and going and going. It took some time to decipher everything. However, he starts putting out a whole bunch of basically the types of things that you would imagine, like in stories that you hear of dark dwelling creatures, the types of subtle mistypes or missteps in a contract to get their way. And he points to them going, in summary, it comes down to the fact that this line, whatever hand shall lay upon, basically it describes the final resting point of the wish, the thing that must be achieved. That hand shall have their wish granted. Not soul, not entity, but hand. Thusly, if, and he gestures back to the rest party, if all of their souls preside in one person, in one hand, and they speak together as one, all of their wishes shall activate as signed by the gods. And he points back to the giant scroll that has signatures and agreements and all of these clauses and things like that.
in listening, has been on the verge of tears for a long time, but he finally clears his throat and asks, "So, how do you plan to have all these souls in a single hand?"
Angwin, again, you see a touch of resignment as he knew he was going to have to explain all of the magic, but there was a part of him, you can tell, that's kind of like, I really would rather just wish that people all understood magic.
I mean, we can go.
he goes into a description of first breaking down what a phylactery is for a lich, the understanding of the segmenting process of a soul into an object or an item. He then connects it to stuff he has learned from Sequoia and the Hederas with the Heart of the Forest, and again a similar interaction to the connection of magic to items. But in this instance, it's not an item. The Heart of the Forest is alive. So that means that souls can be connected to other living entities. This furthered his research into how does Upsilon merge entities together, thusly creating this stitched together version that he would like to use, which is based in stopping the merging point. So the point where everything would mix together in an entity is instead stitched apart. So they are one, but also not one. Unlike Upsilon's one and also one. It's very technical and long-winded, and he references a ton of magical sources, and he also shows different versions of him attempting the spell and things like that. It's this very comprehensive breakdown that he gives of what this magic is, and he, in earnest, ends it with, I hope that answers the question.
Can I do a knowledge... Again, I don't know. The history check? Oh god, I hope history check. Would this be a knowledge religion check to kind of check back? During the time that Helith was under the tutelage of Ithos, would he have heard about Chimera?
Yes. I would say that is so what is the question that you have? The timeline of it, if it's timeline question, it would be history. If it is the nature in which that Chimera interacted, it would be religion.
I believe that is more of the timeline question, purely because I don't know if Helith would have actually come across, heard of, or had any sort of dealings with Chimera. And that's the only thing that he can kind of equate to in his mind as an equivalency. So the question would be, so are you turning these four willing people into what was Chimera? Or something like Chimera?
So timeline-wise, actually, one thing that I can't answer about that is that Chimera was with Upsilon when they stole the star from you and Ithos.
The star.
So then the question that I can ask is, so it sounds like you're about to turn these four, Helith says, pointing towards Breakspear, the Rust's party, into something akin of Chimera. The five of them.
In a very trivial magic sense, perhaps. However, it's different in the fact that mine's far more challenging, as I have to make sure that they are one, but also aren't. As an example, and he shows the final case study, and you kind of see that the Rust party is privy to this information, and they're kind of like, but he with rats melds a group of rats into one rat. However, the melded rats are all just seem diminished. All of them are still there, there are not physically any fewer rats, but it is as if the ones that are not holding all of the parts seem emptier, seem frailer, seem weaker. And the one that is entrusted to hold all of the parts feels fragile, feels volatile. But all of the fragments of the souls remain intact, just bound to different places.
And
this
what
is where
happens?
my magic differs. My magic is melding merely the souls. Each one of them will remain autonomy within their own bodies.
Barely.
Well,
And then a comment, what were you going to say?
what happens after they make the wish? What do you do with the homunculus you made?
I shall return
that's what
them
it
back
is.
to their original states.
You have a slideshow in that too?
I do. And he shows
Oh, please.
the finale event of the rats, and that he restores them back to their souls back to their original vessels, and each one returns to the rat. The only rat that seems a little more waylaid is the one who maintained all of them. They seem as if the cup was forced to be larger than it was originally to hold everything, but it doesn't shrink back when everything's restored to normal. And so the cup goes from a full cup to a cup half full.
And who is planning on being this rat?
Angwin looks solemnly to the party, and Skem
Of course.
looks up at all of you.
Of course. And
I would be such a rat. And he smirks, calling himself a rat.
that's rough.
You gotta figure that out between you and your husband. But like,
That's rough, buddy. That is fucking rough, buddy. Adam giveth, Adam taketh away.
I have
We
known
knew
what
that
it
wasn't going to
means.
last.
I have known what it means to be half empty, half full, whatever you want to call it, for a long time. And I'll admit, the decision was much harder after meeting you, Thala. But I would be reminiscent if I didn't try to live up to creating a better place. And I trust these heroes, and I know their wishes to be worth risking just a little bit of me.
What are their wishes?
Russ stands up first and goes, I think that's a good question. I think it's important that you all know. For me, my wish is that my brother Dawn, not my real brother, but oh hell.
Oh no. Instantly.
That he's back with us. He was a hero that, I mean, it didn't matter what it was, but he was always willing to get into the thick of it. And that's why he died, fighting Upsilon. He didn't mind getting into the thick of it. Breakspear stands up. Well, for me, it's important that I bring back someone who, well, I fought a hero once, and I shouldn't have been the hero that lived. He, in a manner of speaking, I guess, like him without blubbering, I consider a brother. But more importantly, Jin, he could lead a people. And right now, his homeland, in general in Aurelia, is not doing so good. So, I would bring him back because, well, there's a lot of good left to do for him. Valkyrie speaks. This is hardly even my body. My friend lived her whole adventuring, heroing life, at least, in the pursuit of bringing me back to this world. And, well, in a manner of speaking, she succeeded. But at a cost that's just... living in someone else's body just isn't right. If it's possible, I'll bring her back and each one of us will be as we're supposed to be. At the very minimum, I want to bring her back. Ace. For me, Captain, and he says kind of spitefully across the table, once gave me freedom. The Captain once gave me freedom. And right now, Upsilon is taking more and more freedom from anyone like me who used to be a mother spawn. That would be my wish. Spitefully sticking it to Upsilon. Making him have to leave all of us alone. No mother spawn should have to live as a slave. You know, fear that one day that Upsilon or one of his followers is going to come around and just be able to contort them. So yeah, my wish is that the mother spawn aren't so controllable and enslavable. Mervis. There is a place that was once on Aurelia. This place was home to hundreds of people, thousands of people. And it was all destroyed. Trapped forever in the grips of Passacor. I had a mentor who perhaps was too stubborn a hero and reached for too much. But I now know that he walks a path that is tortured beyond torture. That the people that he wanted to save are not safe. And so my wish is that Passacor releases these souls to go to a place where they can rest. I know I will not see him again, but I want to know that my mentor can sleep well knowing that I accomplished the task that he wanted to see done. And finally, Skem. For a long time, have not had the wish that I thought was just, nor heroic, virtuous. But I know now that I would make things right for my Thala. I would have her wish be mine. If that is what I can give back to this world, after doing so much that I truly wish I hadn't, I will bear these souls as one, so that brother, sister, mentor, people can live and live free, and that my Thala gets her wish as well. These things I bear. And that is the assembled heroes, all with the wish that they would partake.
Are these plans mutually exclusive, or are they the same plan? I think I was confused on that too.
Can you clarify?
As in, Sequoia and Gabriel walked in. I'm saying, are these two options, or is this all one big plan that is going forth?
Sequoia pipes up on that one and goes, the plan would be that they're all together, yeah. I would do my best to make sure that each one of you guys gets something in return, provided you're willing to help out. But from my understanding, what Angoin's told me, his magic can't bind the four of you together. So it means that you'd have to forgo your wishes.
If they're saying we can't win, how are they going to get their collective wish?
So, that part, do you mind, Epsy? Epsilon stands up.
I also forgot their brother and sister and shit.
Epsilon stands up and,
in a manner of speaking,
each one of you, we would do our best to prepare for the battles to come ahead. There is something else, though, that would give us an advantage. If each one of you is not fighting for the wish, you can fight differently than any of the remaining combatants in the tournament. You won't be worried about position. You won't be worried about making it to that final step. So long as each of you maintains your life, you don't even really need to kill your opponent. You'll simply just need to stop them from getting to the end and allowing Skem with the soul fragments to be the one who places the hand on what will grant the wish. There is one more advantage that we would give you. Heavy footsteps from the path that you walked. As each of you turn back and you see Aegis.
My nigga.
Striding
Black
up.
guy.
That. Are you trying to give us a member of the Phoenix Corps? Continue.
Yeah, you can take our guy's place. We don't need that robot man no more.
I won't be able to participate in this event, as it would draw too much attention. I do have plans to try to help Sequoia where I can. But to you four, I have one token that I can offer. One of you will come with me to a secret society that rests here in Arenstar. And I will give you a blade. It is a blade made of Arenstone, which is anathema to the Phoenix Court's energy.
Oh.
If the Phoenix Court is a boundless life of flame and passion, ever restarting, Arenstone is the period. It's the nothingness that awaits the end. Wielding it is not something that you will enjoy.
Oh.
I cannot attest directly, as I have never been able to touch the blade.
Grab it.
But whoever has it will be able to kill Phoenix Court members permanently.
Like, they won't ever come back, even if all
Their
of them die.
flame shall not restart.
Oh shit!
There can only be one.
It was under great
Heal it.
duress that I was even willing to bring this information up. But I do trust Sequoia, and I do trust Anguin. Heal
That's
through
a long word.
Healith looks at Akama and Thala and Mina and is kind of mentally going through his head like, well, Akama's never really gotten that close or been comfortable with getting that close to anybody. I don't think
Hey,
he wants to
man.
be all...
You don't know my life. I got these daggers now. You don't know what I'm out here doing. What kind of blade is this? Like, how long is this string? Is it a sword or?
I think that would also
what
be
is
a strong question of, like, how long is the blade, or is it...
He's like, I have questions.
What is it?
I need dimensions on this thing.
The blade itself is but a gladius, though it could be affixed to a pole arm if needed.
I figured.
But wait. Are you sure you want to do that? You might make that lady mad if she sees you out here
Hey,
sticking
we
her
can
people.
tag team. We can tag team it.
I don't think I have a choice. If I don't get rid of her, she could burn all of Norlock to cinder.
All right. I don't want to hold you from this story resolution, so I'll fall back here.
I actually have a question for Sequoia.
Sure.
So basically, okay, what we're trying to do is have all of us fight to try to get to the end and then have them slide in and the wish. But you said that you would still be able to help us with what we wanted. So like in that with that. So looking at Sad Rat here, would you
Sad
be
rat.
able Sad Rat, would you be able to, I guess, make Skem whole again?
I really wish I knew how to answer that. I would like to say yes, I really would, but I'm not sure if that's gonna fall within the dominion of the things that I can do once I'm a god. Part of what lets the Pantheon do their wishes, from my understanding, if I'm not wrong, Anguin, is that it's a combination of them putting their dominions together. the inner workings of mortals isn't really my domain. I mean, if he was like Mina, perhaps, but I don't know otherwise. I would if I can, I will.
Who's in
I
charge
laughed
of
in
the
my mind. I
meat?
was, and my first thought was, "Don't make him a tree."
We don't need
My
another
thought
Frank.
was, my thought was,
But,
who's in charge of the meat?
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Epsilon. I'm sorry. Was there a question?
I was gonna say, we weren't done. So okay, so you can't do that, but you would be able to help. What did you say? Raise basically a safe city in the sea type of situation.
Yeah. One of the big things that affected a lot of the merfolk cities was when Yapatadaphos was slain, that the seas and the tides didn't have seasons to follow. And that is what put your city kind of in the eyes of Empress Aurum, from my understanding, is that your people just kind of sadly sat in one of the lanes they needed then. But I could bring back a level of harmony for so many merfolk people, not even just the ones you know about, but I'm sure there are other stories just like it.
All your people.
And you can do that.
Yeah, that would be well within.
We'll be able to do that.
That would, once I have the Hedera's, yeah. Epsilon kind of butts in, and there's one of the other things. The Golden City team cannot be eliminated before the finals. Veln must be on the field of combat, so he's not with Empress Aurum. That way, we can get Sequoia close enough during the finale and all the fanfare and confusion to strike.
Ed,
If
now you go first.
I have a question.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Yep.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. No, go
No,
on.
no, please.
I have a question for Sequoia.
Sure.
You can heal my island, is what I'm inferring from what you've been saying.
Yeah. I can.
that's probably the easiest one. Shit. For real.
When I'm
having a hard time trusting this. It feels too good to be true.
I really wish I had more to show you. What I can say is, when I'm back in my temple in the spires, and I can see all of the life that hasn't had a place to go because there's no Yapatadaphos, they've just been sitting in a purgatory. And if I have that mantle back, those that can't be brought back at least can be given a place to actually rest, instead of just this nothingness they've been in. But it would be within my dominion, and I would do what I can to bring back an island and help restore Treekin to their rightful place. A necessity, really. This world can go so fast. We need things in life that knows how to slow it down a bit.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and you helped me too.
It's like the Wizard of Oz out this bitch.
Right? You're gonna help my people return to the old ways.
I would really like that. From my understanding, and albeit it is limited, we used to have a connection of sorts. And there was a beauty in it. it's hard to see past what they've become, but I know that that's not who they really are. Just like it's not really who you are. I knew someone like that once, and still do. And she glances over at Epsilon, who who kind of is not annoyed, but there's like a level of like, I'm not trying to be sentimental right now, as he has these large wings that drip blood behind him.
Yeah. He's still and he's
Still looking like a main antagonist.
look, the real Epsilon's still in the sunken place.
Damn, son. He had to enter the darkness to save the light.
Oh shit.
And he embodied it.
And he didn't
But-
help save the light at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the question really just comes back to, are you all willing to make this happen?
If Sequoia
So-
can make good,
As Anguin says this, he first looks to Thala for her response.
He looks to me.
Mm-hmm.
you must have
That's
leadership
cool
for.
because that's okay. Because what I would do is I'm gonna look at Skem. Okay.
Mhm.
And look at, basically, it's kind of like.
So I don't want to say like you, but you trust and you believe in this, in her, and all of this.
I do.
Do you still feel half empty?
This side of me that feels empty is the dying side that you know, with Brelix and his sword. And that side of me cannot just be wished away to be healed, lest I just remove my memories from life. But then, am I even me? So, I am okay with this burden. It would give
That wasn't the
me
question.
a sense of fullness. It's the best way I can answer it.
I'm over here like, I don't like that.
So, this is what I'm gonna say. If you believe that she can do, at some point, will be able to do all of the things that she says that she can do, then what I need from you is to actually be all the way there when it happens, so you can actually be there and not a sad rat. If you want me to agree to do this, what I need you, if your wish is gonna be my wish, then my wish is going to be that you, at the end of this, are still you. Because she can bring everything back. That's what she says. You believe her. If you believe her, I believe her. And if she can do that,
I need my
He-
man.
He very clearly has like a kind of a grin on his face. Is that like redoing that as the wish had not come across like his head. He had so focused in on like what your wish was as it was spoken earlier that he goes, I can sit with Anguin to find the wording for such a thing. He looks up. He looks up at Anguin, and in Anguin's, there's like Anguin very clearly like his snake heads like nod, like that. His impulse is yes, but there's an element of Anguin that is also caught in this. Yep, let me just add that to the list of things that I'm just combining souls. Let me just make sure the minutia of the wording of a full cup of soul is worded correctly. And again, it's met with the air of yes. He just doesn't, off the top of his head, know how to answer it.
Look, he'll do it if he wants me to do it.
And so with that, Anguin's attention turns to Mina.
Mina Graves.
Well, this feels like a decision that needs to be made quickly, and I don't like a quick decision, but the way I see it, I have two choices. Keep my wish, or put my trust in this. It's a 50-50 shot either way. And if it fails, there's nothing left for me. I'll go back to Mistkeep and lay with the trees that were my friends.
Damn. That's
But at
sad
least-
as fuck.
At least this way, I don't have to kill, and there doesn't need to be any more needless death. So I will give up my wish and put my faith in this plan.
He looks to. He nods, and he looks to Healeth.
Keyleth looks up at Sequoia, kind of directedly. I will ask something, and I will ask it later, if we can speak in private. But yes, I will help.
Anguin nods, and Sequoia also nods. And they look to Akama.
I don't know. I don't know how much time my people have left, but Toya, if you keep to your word, then I'll help.
I have a side question. When you're
I
not
really will. Go ahead.
Is this happening like now? So then are they going to be like fucking frail throughout the whole rest of the tournament? Or is this like in the plan and the shit will happen later on?
This is the plan for to clarify the timeline. It would be the plan for the finale. There would be an element of twofold. One, making sure that none of your team, or that your team in general doesn't get disqualified. Making sure that they don't get disqualified, and then tertiary as the tertiary objective, making sure that Velm and the Golden City team stay active, and that the 4 teams making it to the finale are the Rust team, the unnamed go-getters that you are, and the Golden City team and the Phoenix Court team. Well, the Phoenix Court team is less of a required to be there and more of a there isn't a clear answer on how to get them to not be.
That's fair.
You reforged the sword into 2 blades.
Can we like actually
Into
like,
4 blades, just shank them.
Can me and Healeth actually like legit like both like bear the if it's like on like I said like if it's on a pole arm like that, can we both like actually legit like wield it, or does it can it only be one of us? Because
No,
there was like it's heavy. I'm like over like
the item it will be. So I'll just answer that as Aegis.
oh
The blade itself could be exchanged between members, though you will find it taxing. Whether or not each of you wants to burden that, you are heroes. You'll be able to make up your own minds. But its effects are not so easily lost.
Okay. Just curious. But yeah, the whole timeline wasn't clear, so I was trying to figure that out. Okay.
With this all stated, though, which one of you shall come with me to bear this weapon?
I will. Healith
Then-
rises and looks at Aegis. I will.
Then follow me. And he turns and abruptly leaves the
Hero.
the assembly.
If we
Healith
still
gives one last glance to Sequoia and nods as like, we will talk later. I need to talk to
having
you
words.
at some point. And then follows after Aegis.
I still want to know why Cicero was staring at me.
As the assembly begins to kind of, there is no big glorious like hurrah as it's a somber affair that you're all meeting in this. There's a level of respect, decency between heroes as everyone kind of prepares to leave through their hidden paths, so it's not just a giant group of you all walking together out of one door. Before anyone leaves, is there anyone that any party member, save for Healith, as you are venturing with, Aegis, would like to speak to before the assembly is over?
Go and talk to him, Akama.
Yeah, I want to see what's up with this man, Cicero.
Yeah, you
Why you
already
staring at
said
me,
it,
man?
go on.
Why are you staring at me, man?
I was wondering, where did you get that book?
From my mysterious benefactor.
Oh, yes. That rather odd fellow. How do you converse with this benefactor of yours?
Man, why you want to know? This is too suspicious.
You asking personal questions.
I'm curious because I wish to know where you're getting your benefactors, where your benefactor is from. All in very grave agreeance for there to be something vague. And that book was in my library.
Really? Are you saying it's no longer there?
I'm rather certain that it isn't.
Yeah, well, I don't know where my benefactor's from.
I didn't ask where he's from. I asked how you communicated with your benefactor.
Now I'm just like, do I even tell this man anything? I guess we're in this little organization here. In theory, cooperation is probably a good thing. Well, got this this box that he leaves his messages on.
Curious. How do you receive such items from your benefactor?
They usually come out the box, don't they? Right? They're usually just in there, right? Yeah, they're usually just in the box.
Have you never seen your benefactor in general?
Never in person, no. What are you thinking? I don't like all these questions. You got something messing around in there.
In the story of Aurum, with the Empress in gold, she took the Golden City from what was Genie's. Now, genies obviously are in general lamp-based entities, but I was curious if perhaps your benefactor might be one. Displaced in a new home, if you will, like a hermit crab or something. How else would you have procured something from an Archmage's library?
Interesting. That is interesting theory. I guess that can make sense. I think I do remember Valen coming in specifically to stop our box from giving us stuff one time.
It would also Trag. He would probably understand as his armors. Oh, interesting. So interesting. Well, that answers my questions. Bye.
Oh,
and he socially awkwardly begins to just leave unless you had like a question or something for him.
Nah, I was just gonna be like, is it okay if I borrow your book for a little bit longer? But if he's just gonna leave, I'm not saying shit. I'm like, all right, well, I guess the book is just mine now. He just rolled out.
He's accepted it. He's accepted
Possession being 9/10 of the law. It's yours now.
So, Thala, Mina, Akama, anything else?
I have a
Oh,
question.
she's
I wanna ask Sequoia about the bloom in my hair. If she knows anything about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not directly, but kinda. I wasn't honestly too all familiar with all of the witches and stuff until I met this one from Epi's Island.
Oh, fuck.
And she was kind of an odd bird, but you know, it really opened me up to this whole world of witches, and their magic's really old. I mean, even to Treekin, it's kind of old. But yeah, that's the work of one of their magics. You don't see stuff like that a lot.
So, why am I getting mistaken for... How is this bloom related to you? Because I'm getting mistaken for you.
It's because whoever made that probably knows how to make the original Hearts of Forests. It looks just like my mother's. I mean, a lot smaller, but yeah. It's real work of nature.
Can you remind me what the Heart of the Forest does?
It's what lets a Hedera regrow. So when they're slain, they go back to the heart of the forest and they reemerge new. I don't know if that one can do all that for you, but I mean, it's definitely emanating the same magics.
Thank you. That
Yeah,
has
of
been
course.
most informative.
Happy to help.
I feel like before we leave, I need to talk to Skem. Like, what the fuck made you think this was going to be a good idea?
What? Hand up.
Well,
So,
you haven't even gotten married yet. The first
is that how you approach him?
More so, like, what made you think that I was going to be okay with this? Like, sir.
If I'm being honest, I kind of more hope that you would just see that there's too much to say no to. Whether or not you were truly okay, that I figured might just be another weight I have to bear.
And how do you feel about it now?
I wish I could have been more honest with you leading up. I wanted to speak more openly with you, but I feared that if I loosed my lips a little, I would fail at being clandestine. I am not privy to this stealthily world of acting and placating, so I knew I needed to keep myself a touch distant and cold. For that, I am truly sorry. I just know that once I start speaking to you, I don't want to stop.
Over here, like, we can't even fight. Look here, Skem like me better than anyone in real life. Okay, guys? Shit.
Damn.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, at least now, you can still do what you wanted to do and not leave me alone with a husk of a person.
Oh, that's very fair. I guess that's why they say that your end is the better half.
Because I don't know why we didn't think of this, but it's okay. I understand and I appreciate what you were trying to do, but I can safely say that at the end of the day, if that is the way things went, I would not be completely happy with it. Not at this point, not anymore.
I will speak with Ango at great lengths to figure out the wording of the wish to make it as accurate as possible. This, I give more than my word. I give my everything, especially while there is no half of it, at least for now.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
And with that, as each of the party members begins,
Can I get
oh,
one
sorry,
more?
count. What you got?
Let me run up on this man Epsilon real quick.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, bud.
Epsilon turns as you're coming over to him. Comma.
Hey, you bitch.
Hey, so how you doing? What's to be your role in all this? Are you just here just to show support? I thought you was doing stuff for your mom's church.
Sadly, I won't be able to play much of a role. I can be a little more free here, but once the tournament goes back to the Golden City, well, my mother's religion is banned. I don't have the means to be as clandestine or as blending in with everything as Sequoia does, and none of you are drawing the attention of the illusion that I'm in the tournament with you. So, sadly, it'll be on the sidelines. But if things are to get dicey, I'm not afraid to get my hands a little dirty.
I see.
Uh-huh.
How are things going with you? You know, spreading around that religion. Is that fulfilling to you?
I can't help but feel that I've left some people behind. And he, like, you catch him, like, glancing over your shoulder, and without looking, you can just hear, like, all right, so, I mean, you know, crikey, I mean, where are we going? What's next?
Not the crikey.
His accent's
Well-
my favorite.
Right. I was just thinking, you know, if you ever needed somewhere to go, or you wanna, I know you need another place to try to spread that religion. You know, my people, they may be maybe a place for you to go. You know, could really use someone like you at a time like this.
Sadly, in the state of my mother's religion, we cannot make Upsilon our direct foe. A time will come, but for now, I can't risk that. I'm sorry, Akama.
Damn, son, this man said, "I'm good." That's crazy. All right, well, if that time ever comes, just know that we would have a place for you.
I hope it does.
And Oh, run up out of there.
As the three of you, Thala, Mina, and Akama, make it back to the homestead, Sneed is just sitting at the table. Where'd you all go?
I'm still trying to figure out why he wasn't there, but oh,
Well, he wasn't having the best time, so we, I guess, wanted to cheer him up a little bit. And as you see, he's not here, right? He's not here, right?
Correct, he's down here.
Oh.
Cool.
And I think it was also just kind of a lot, so he needed a little bit of alone time, and now we're back. How have you been? How are you feeling?
So normally I would call that a deception check to elude over things. However, it seems as if like Sneed just doesn't react to it even the slightest, and just kind of takes it at face value. And then to answer your question of how he's doing, I haven't done a lot today.
What have you done?
I was in that chair. Now I'm in this one.
Well,
do you want to go do something?
Like what?
I mean, I don't know.
what do
maybe
you like
we'll
to do? Not killing.
I don't know if I have an answer outside of that.
What about? Well, do you like training?
I could give it a try. And he stands up.
It's like practice killing, but no killing.
Yeah, we can do some training. I mean, I need to practice some stuff.
So, Akama and Sneed go off to train. Thala or Mina, would you go with them? Or
we're over
will
here
you-
like
Distraction.
No.
And you got business.
Oh. I would like to check on my little Andrews, make sure they're good.
As you walk into the room, you see the two Andrews and Deep Bark. For the briefest second, the tiniest millisecond, you would almost think that as the Andrews kind of like sat there, like looking at Deep Bark, were spirit walking. You shake it off as the two of them kind of are like, "Oh, hey, Mina, how are you?" Like, oh, it's, I will say, next time maybe don't leave the oh, he's leaving. He's terrifying. Oh, we haven't eaten all day because I didn't like being in the same room as him.
That's fair.
Oh, that is fair. He's gone. Go eat dinner and go to bed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Please eat. Oh shit.
Please eat and then go to sleep.
Thala, what was what you described your last action to be?
I don't think I even said anything. That's the
Okay.
thing. I'm over here like distractions.
In which case,
Wow.
Healith, your journey is long. Your journey is arduous. And more importantly, it's through cracks and crevices. It's through faults and breaks. It's through elaborate, labyrinthine mazes. Until finally, you arrive at this quasi-town, this hidden civilization. You note immediately that not a single person here has a spark. None of these people are heroes. They live this small, purpose-filled life away from the sun or the moon, from the wind, from the greens, to what seems like for nothing. toiling away over this Aaron stone. Upon getting closer, you see this vaunted blade on a small, simple pillow. Most of these people, as you look at them, you can tell they either can't hear, as they've lived down here so long, they've adapted to the silence. They can't see, because their eyes have become so accustomed to the dark. Or they just have stopped caring to do any of it. I mean, any feeling or sensation just seems lost on them as they toil away. As you get closer... Sorry, go ahead. No, please.
Sorry. Healith looks to Aegis and asks, "How did you find this place? How did anyone find this place?"
I didn't find this place. I made this place. As Aegis keeps walking solemnly.
What the?
When I first found Aaronstone, the Phoenix Court was all entirely good. I thought this stone would be wielded against us. So, with those I trusted, I gathered it in secret. I collected it. To my knowledge, at least, this is the majority, if not all, of the Aaronstone. Perhaps in this world. I thought this would be used against the Phoenix Court to end our heroism for some villain or archenemy. When I told the members of the Phoenix Court of its properties, I saw a fear in my comrades that I don't think ever left them. I think it's what led them to Vantumbra and his embrace. I think that might be my greatest woe. It's not knowing if it was just the words of fear that set into motion so much of this destruction. And funny enough, it was my own fear that had me hide it all here. Anyway, Healith, there's the blade. You may take it.
Healith looks at the blade on the pillow and, with respect to it, picks it up.
As you place your hand on the blade, or place the hands on the blade, all of a sudden, the warm, fuzzy feelings of your parents gone. The want of running in the sun with the wind keeping you cool as you exert yourself, gone. The simple things like the kind actions of a well-trained pet. All of these simple luxuries mean nothing to you. Nothing means anything to you now. The temptations of ethos and power feel like a distant whisper, meaning nothing. And then you look at Aegis, and you see his ever-burning heart, this renewal of energy over and over and over and over again, and you feel a pulsating grip in your hand. You can't help but salivate. The feeling of what it would mean to slide this blade into Aegis's chest would glide through him. What does it feel like to exterminate and extinguish eternity? It's the first real feeling you've ever felt as something runs down your spine, your hands tingle as your eyes meet up towards Aegis's face and you're met with a decision.
Oh shit.
With turmoil and stress and resistance, sheath the blade, put it into your inventory. Or sheath the blade in Aegis and experience the end of an eternity.
The fuck?
I think we might have sent the wrong guy to do this, y'all. We might have sent the wrong one.
Still got that evil ass rank.
I don't think so.
Heath feels that motion, that desire. And he struggles and finds purchase. The idea that Surveillance is watching. And that every time we face something new and difficult, we must push into tomorrow.
And he don't want those to be right.
So a struggle and difficulty. Healith feels that emotion, decides to not let it give action. He sheaths the blade and puts it into his inventory.
Yeah.
This man found a new god, and it's up for him.
As you
I need to get like him.
as you stare up at Aegis, as you sheath the blade and like place it into your inventory, you look at him and you see that he fully knew and was ready for had you decided to kill him, knowing that that would be a calling of the blade.
Oh.
Aegis was about to let it slide. He's like, yeah, I've been around here too long. I'll let a young buck take me out the game. It's all good. Put my jersey in the rafters.
As I stated to you and your party, I've never wielded that blade, so I do not know its full burden. But I do know, as he gestures to the people who seem frail and fragmented, lost and grayed around you, all of the ones who seem worse for wear had bared a part of this blade in its making. Just a part.
Damn.
So describe it well, Healith, to your party, to your friends, and make sure they know the full weight of what it means to bear what is only describable as a necessary burden.
I understand why you said it should not be passed betwixt heroes easily, or anyone. I will bear this.
Good. Good. And on that solemn note, so does this episode of Cinematic Epic's story come to pass. As we push ever to the morrow. As the next session of Cinematic Epic shall be a truly, truly, truly epic one. As it will be venturing to Allware. Place described by Christoph earlier in our sessions, and it's going to be a doozy, is all I can say. I wasn't able to get our party to use cinematic tokens, so I will have to endeavor to write a story that requires epic tokens to be wielded.
Hey.
But with all of that said, there are a few things that I would like to highlight. I will be saying a great job to each one of our members. I would love to be giving them more tokens, but you know what? Actually, here, this is what I'll do. For everyone bringing their A games to this cinematic venture that we've had tonight, I shall tempt fate itself and give each member for their performance tonight one minor epic token.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
I don't like that.
I know it's a little scary, right?
Hey, listen, wait. I'll spend one of them joints right now if training with Steve will allow me to get this milestone. Let me catch up. I'll spend it right now. I'll come back and Steve beat me up.
We can talk next session for sure.
Gotcha.
But with all of that said and done, tonight's session has been an absolute blast. Whether you watched us live or you caught us after we had already aired, we appreciate every single one of you so much for being a part of this. And until we see you again, bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Angwin's little robe. Sequoia, what's it to you? Thanks for being a part of this.